Every time, man.
A little tingle. A little tingle. That's right.
I'm glad you like that particular tune.
So good. Brengineer.
I was working on another version, but it'll have to wait until. I'm
not sick of this version yet.
There's no rush.
We have
and
versions
neither
like
are
we have
you,
covers.
our lovely listeners. You know you love it. You know you bump that shit.
You're not even listening to the podcast. Yeah. You're in your car, just like,
you're at work. People, you're like laughing.
It's meant to get you pumped.
It's pumped music.
Yeah, and we want you to drive down the street and be like,
Spandex,
look at that billboard cover.
Spandex
look at that shop cover.
Yeah.
Look at them. Look at them.
Covers are important.
By the time you finish listening to this episode, you will see covers all over the place. Be it video covers.
Oh, yeah.
Book covers, magazine covers, the covers to your favorite porno.
You're going to be like...
Very important covers.
Yeah.
The bush is just slightly more aloof.
You've taken the red pill.
Version. I'd like it more full. More expanded.
I think they perm their bush for this particular...
I always love when you'd go into the market and the dude was just kind of like looking to see what these kids were doing, and you just kind of walk by, and they always had the tagline covering like the juicy bits.
Too hot.
Oh, you mean it's got the black cover, the plastic.
But it would show like the lady. It showed like the woman sprawled, but then like the boobage.
Oh
yeah, it had like a banner,
got a little splash.
Say like
that's the original purpose of the emoji, is to cover that up.
Now, speaking of kids going into places and looking at covers, I need to open this one up. Because
open this one up.
I gotta take you on a journey back in time. Yes, we're gonna go way back. We're gonna go back to 1995.
It was the summer of 1995.
So back in '95, I was a young, impressionable child. My parents knew this, and so they wouldn't let us watch anything.
Ugh.
For shame. Same.
They were even
for shame, Tiny Tim.
They were even they forbade us to go into the horror section of the video store, which of course,
that's hard.
Which of course I disobeyed.
Thou shalt not look upon the horror section,
Brendan,
or thou shalt be smote down.
Come over to the horror
with fiery.
I heard it.
Bits.
Pick me up, heard the voice saying,
Brendan,
come.
Read the cover.
Come forth!
Read the synopsis.
Look at the horror. Look at the synopsises. Yes. Look at the pictures.
The Gornak calls.
And so that's what I did. And I went and I built up this catalog to this very day in my head of all the video covers I looked at.
What kind of a store? I'm just curious.
I'm
just sitting here curious.
Hey, what is this, bro?
What kind of a store?
Yeah, is this like an online catalog? Is this like Netflix or something, bro?
No, I'm very proud
Blu-ray.
I'm very proud to remember video stores with VHS, because you want to know something?
VHS?
Hold on.
That's gone. That's. It's a weird
tape
thing.
time.
Tape time.
Tape time.
It's a weird little hobby some people have who are nostalgic and they want that kind of thing. But those times are over.
It's weird and we're here. Deal with it.
Yeah.
Those times are not over because you're listening about it. Okay, Brengineer, take us into the movie store for all you children.
Yeah, what would you smell? What did the carpet look like?
I want to know.
So this was in our town. This is pre-Hollywood Video, pre-Blockbuster. We had both of those stores, but there was a little home grown one, right? It was like
homegrown.
It was like a homegrown
Pappy's Vidges.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't even know. It was like a Be Kind, Rewind kind of thing.
Pappy didn't like Friday the 13th, but damn, the kids wanted it.
And it was probably the size of this room we're in. It was tiny.
Really?
Yeah. And so my dad, he'd go.
Def and Jack Black.
Yeah, he would go. He'd do like looking around. Exactly. Good movie.
It is a good movie.
It's
unappreciated.
So I remember the first time I go in this video store and I see the cover of Mad Max, right? And I'm like, oh, what is this? This is so cool looking.
Brendan.
So cool. I want to see it. I see the cover for Robot Jocks.
Oh, it's got robots.
Ooh.
Robot fights.
Leather
stop
robots?
motion robots. So cool. It was PG, so my dad let me rent that, and we probably wore that tape out.
You just described future tags.
I remember seeing Dumb and Dumber when it first came out, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to watch this. And my dad's like, no, nope, you can't watch that because there's a guy giving someone a wedgie in the back.
No wedgies. It's not
proper.
funny.
It's not proper.
Nah, but there was no other videotape that
More holy.
that created such butthole puckering terror. I mean, you could snip a cigar tip with your butthole. That's
Ooh.
that.
Pow.
It was full puckered
Pow.
scissors.
Full puckered,
My
Full
friend.
puck.
I
Yeah.
mean, this is the type of video as a kid you look at
They call them-
and you go home.
Brengineer had a really awkward
I know,
high
that
school
was-
experience.
he had to
everyone
unclench
everyone
there.
pulls out their
Yeah.
scissors. He's got his ass on the table.
The muscle memory.
Hey,
there.
Brendan,
Yeah.
will you clip my
Yeah.
cigar?
Yeah.
How come your science project is
Hey
covered in shit?
there, Marshall Pucka, Puck Everlasting. Yeah.
Anyhow, this cover I speak of is the cover of the 1988 remake of The Blob.
Which is kind of how I feel right now.
Hey, you look beautiful. You
Oh,
little
fine,
angel. Don't
fine.
even
look at
tell
this
you
cover.
otherwise.
Look at this cover. Look at it.
Gelatin.
Ah!
Oh, he's in gelatin.
It looks
So-
like a full man being born.
For those of you who have not seen this cover, it's a
Is that
still.
the Orakai?
Look at the vagina on that giant.
Whoa, pal. Oh my God. The crowning.
So here's what we got in the cover. If you haven't seen this cover, look it up. Super disturbing. It's just a guy
Catching, though.
screaming, reaching
Yeah.
out, being dissolved by the blob. His skin is all veiny. His eyes are rolling back. It's hard to describe, but you look at this thing. It's an extremely disturbing image to have on the cover of your VHS.
The scene of this
And the-
part
yeah.
of the movie is so great.
Yeah. Now, if you haven't seen the film, this cover is exactly what a cover needs to do. It tells you everything you need to know about the movie. It says the blob. It takes up 1/4 of the image, and then it's this horrifying picture. And then you watch the movie, and that's exactly what the movie is like. It is just people being dissolved by this giant
In a
acidic...
gelatinous cube.
It's a big gelatinous, it's a D&D monster.
Yeah,
It's a
I was about
gelatinous
to
cube.
say,
Yeah.
people were hanging out. They were jerking around with Gary
Gygax,
Gygax. He's
yeah.
like,
And
hey
yeah.
man, what if a blob actually came out of the sewer in modern day?
Roll a
Really
D20 and
show
see what
for-
happens.
So
Yeah.
cool. Let's just say
And the people throughout the film are just just like ones, threes. They're
Oh
not
yeah,
rolling.
they're
No.
critical failing.
Yeah,
this
critic.
whole movie, and
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many great scenes in this movie. It's nihilistic. No one is safe. The animals, the kids, the old homeless guy at the beginning. Everyone gets eaten.
At the end, this blob
Especially the homeless
is
guy.
moving around with all the people inside of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
what
you
does the
just-
blob need the people for?
It's so
It just
it's,
eats 'em,
it's a
bro.
government project.
Listen, bro, it just eats.
Here's the
okay?
worst part of the movie. The worst part of the movie is the reveal is that the government was working on this biological weapon. It got out of hand, so they launched it into space.
And then it came back down.
And then it came back down on this town in like the satellite thing.
it was a
Yeah.
space probe,
The-
and
that was
it
like
came down.
The Ulta. Well, it looks like we're gonna have to dump it into space.
Exactly. And then what do you
way.
think the military
There's
does
no
when
way
they
this'll
figure it
come
out?
back on us. What's that?
They go around and they
cover it
start killing civilians and put people in like. You know.
Damn it, Johnny!
No,
they know about
hey,
us. Kill
hey,
them all.
Hey, whoa, Jack, whoa! You didn't see anything here,
I love
right?
it. It's the ultimate.
Yeah.
It's the ultimate president escape, Mr. President. What should we do? It's gotten out of hand. Send it into space.
Well, go ahead and
That's
kill
a great idea.
Yeah,
Why
why
didn't we
don't
think
you
of it
do-
before?
Kill the
Damn it.
population and then send
Yeah.
it back into space.
Yeah. Well, go ahead and kill everyone, and we'll just clean this up later.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
My favorite part is the whole movie builds up this sweet relationship between this old cop and the owner of this diner, you know, and it's kind of like will they, won't they? It's like
And they
won't
melt
they?
them like ice cream.
Yeah, and then the guy disappears. He's like, "I'll be right back, baby," and he disappears for like 20 minutes of the movie, and then I guess you could say the two do end up together, but as dissolved,
As gelatin.
dissolved acid.
It's a romantic comedy. Nailed it.
All I can say is the blob, which was originally created, biologically formed from horse hooves, those horses got their revenge.
Because gelatin's made of horses.
Did you see what I did there?
I wanted a horse sound. If I could make a horse. Yeah.
All right, so as a kid, I found this
That would-
movie It was scary.
Scary.
Let me ask you.
Yeah.
This cover, all right. First of all, it's a still, and I'm gonna bring this up, because we're all doing. If you haven't gleaned, we're all doing covers from the video store.
From the video store. Welcome to the video store. It's the night at the video store.
It's a JPEG. We're doing JPEGs. Yeah. Mostly. Some of us have drawings, but lots of film covers, they don't really have artists. They do, but they're unknown because either it's a still.
I have to disagree.
So let me bring up one, for example, that really affected me as a kid. Also, but in a really good way. It was the Deathstalker covers.
Ooh,
now, if you're not familiar with Deathstalker, they were terrible.
That is not true.
Okay, the first one's good.
Not true.
The first one's good.
Thank you.
Whoa.
I need validation.
You stepped over the line.
They were terrible Roger Corman films. And if you don't know Roger Corman, look him up. He's got a documentary about him. He's this producer. He produced so much garbage.
He only liked coming in on the sex scenes.
Yeah, he would come in if they were filming like some sort of weird. There's a film where this woman gets raped by a giant slimy grub.
He was there on the dot. He was like, hey everybody, we were supposed to start 5 minutes ago.
When's the rape scene happening?
Where's the lube? How come she's not naked? I got out of my trailer. I missed my roast beef sandwich for this. Get those titties out.
Yeah,
he is a very strange man and questionable for sure.
Actually, he talks a little bit more like Roger Corman. Yes, I would like to see the nipples now, please.
Voice.
I have put $100,000 in this movie. Where are the nipples?
Yeah. So, anyways, he's a case of disgusting old Hollywood, right?
Okay.
But he produced hundreds.
Climb up on that grub.
Upon hundreds of just garbagey movies.
And why do you think? Because pimply pubescent children were like, "Hey, you want to go see? You want to go see the new Roger Corman movie?"
You guys left me a mile back because I got stuck on the fact.
It's got boobs.
I got stuck on the fact, and this is just a tangent, real quick. Why in the fuck do grubs whatever that is and Jabba the Hutt find female women attractive? Why do they is boobies universal? Or why don't you think they would want to fuck another grub? They gotta have that cylindrical body, but they see a curvy, vivacious warrior woman, and they're like, yeah, can't wait.
I'm sorry, but
she doesn't look like anything but food.
I think it's wish fulfillment. I think when George Lucas was writing Return of the Jedi, he's like
J-Luke for short.
He's like, I'm just a grub. I'm gonna write myself in this movie, but I'm really attracted to
I'm really attracted to all over these movies.
Why does George Lucas sound like a Southern guy in the South? I don't know.
I'm gonna fry these movies and then I'm gonna eat them.
Yeah. I think
I'm just a grub.
I think it's subconscious.
In my tub,
subconscious kind of.
Give those titties a rub.
Beep.
Sorry, I had to finish it.
That's all right. I lost my train of thought. Thank you.
My bad.
You know what I just realized? The Stormtroopers would be the perfect recruits for an intergalactic tangs.
We're getting really off the subject
Back
here.
to the video
Back
store.
to the video store. So,
after destroying Dagobah, we go to tangs.
As a wrap up for the blob, my blog segment of this.
Your blob.
The blob segment.
Your
not
blog. Blog with Bob.
Needless to say, after seeing,
blog.
and this wasn't the only VHS I saw like this, but I would go home after looking at this VHS, and it's one of those things I go back and look at.
Weren't allowed to rent it.
Weren't allowed to rent it.
No renting it.
But I would look at it. My friends had seen it, and they'd tell me all about it. I was like, oh, I want to watch it.
Dude.
And it wasn't until I was 25 where I actually got to see a movie. I'm like, it's the best, one of the best remakes. There's an original one with Steve McQueen back in the 50s. Yeah, it's a 50s movie. This is one of the best remakes. It came out a little bit after The Thing, when you had all these great remakes of old horror movies coming out.
Now, so what about this cover? Why did it stick in your face hole?
Besides the sticky blob.
What went into your eyeballs and went like sizzled meat
right on your brainstem?
I'm gonna say for me right now, just the terror and the guy pushing through that membrane.
Dude, it's those fingers. Those fingers trying to let me out, Mom.
Yeah. I just want to see how it's done.
Yeah, it's the fear of the unknown, because you're like, what the heck, because I hadn't seen the movie. I know, and then the pure as a kid, pain and fear is it's a very it's matter of fact when you're older.
So it may have been effective that it was a piece from the movie.
When you're a little kid, like fear and pain is very much a
it's
not a real thing.
That's the connection between the vagina-like opening and the pain. And that you are young man, young boy.
Yeah,
and you are feeling the emotions. And you are getting the erection. And you are wondering about why he's screaming.
That's right.
Thus, this is going into your subconscious.
Yes, Brengineers, how does
Thus, you are a grown man.
I'm not laying back on a leather couch. So how much am I paying you per minute here?
Hey, Freud, get out of here.
Get out of here.
You don't
Get out of here,
You're not.
Freud.
Hey, be strong. You're not
If I
fucking
want to
be
see
strong.
dudes cotton bubble gum,
Hear
I'm gonna
that,
fucking
Freud?
watch movies about dudes cotton
You
bubble
ever
gum.
seen your friend gunned down on the street, Freud? Get out of here!
In wrap up, yeah, it was like it was the pure look of fear and pain and agony on the face, the hands reaching through in desperation. I would lay there thinking like, oh, like what would be like the guy's obviously blind, like you can't see. This is a really horrible image for a kid to see.
Done deal.
And that's exactly why my parents didn't want me in there looking at stuff. But you know what? I went ahead and did it anyway.
And you know what? Now we have ting, ching. Interstellar Releasing presents Split motherfucking Second. Look at this. Look at it.
Oh man, so
let me ask you all a question.
This looks like Venom before
What
Venom.
do you? Oh. What do you
like-
see? Tell me what you see. I don't want what you see. I want what you see.
Okay, I'm gonna describe it to y'all. I've got a handsome, older, like middle-aged, hard line-looking cop. He's got a scowl on his face. He's got the trench coat from the '80s, leather trench coat, holding in all the juices. Got to have leather pants. He's walking with confidence, but behind him towers over him a creature from another place. A horror! Yes, but to me, it looks very much like Venom from
Yes,
Spider-Man.
Indeed. Now, what do you see?
Teeth.
What do you
It's
see,
got
Brent?
the black.
So we have the now. Inks, you've never seen this before.
I haven't seen it. I'm embarrassed to say, like,
That's
I'm
fine.
striking out tonight.
I'm glad.
I've not seen the Blob.
I'm glad.
Striking the fuck out.
I know Brengen has seen this.
So next to the Blob, I'm glad this was a pick here. Tape Finder picked a good one. Here's why: because next to the Blob, this was the next most looked at thing. Like, remember when I went to the video store, I didn't go to rent. My dad kind of picked out what we'd watch or whatever. You know? I went to go look at the covers.
Yeah.
And this was one I would stare at this cover. This is it's so freaking cool. It does have a Venom look. It's definitely Xenomorph inspired. Strangely though, the head reminds me a lot.
It's a Venomorph.
Yeah, the head reminds me a lot of RoboCop.
Yeah, it's like Venom with a Robo. It's
is all
RoboCop
great.
Venom, bro.
This is all great. So
Make that movie, bro.
Let me lay some juice down on you. First of all,
Juice us up.
1992. All right, this movie drops. This is a very important date. This movie connects a lot. I have a great this episode plus our next episode. I want you guys to remember some of these things. 1992. Okay, this movie drops. Rutger Hauer, Kim Cattrall. She is smoking in this movie, man.
Wing.
Oh, I love it.
If you're not familiar with these actors, I mean, have you seen Blade Runner?
Pull out your phone.
Tears in the Rain.
Have you seen Blade Runner?
Have you seen Blade Runner?
Big Trouble in Little China. And the other guy, some British guy who is great in the movie, but I don't remember the actor's name. But
she's also
Britchie O.T. drinker.
she's also in Sex and the City. That's her most famous role.
True.
That.
By the way, Rutger Hauer's partner, his name is Dick Decker.
Dick Deck.
D-Deck. Isn't that
DD for
amazing?
Short.
What a great cop name.
DD, call me up.
Anyway,
Deckard.
It was Amuse Productions, doesn't matter. Interstar Distribution. Distribution is an important thing. I'm not going to talk about it very much, but it matters a lot when it comes to covers of films. Mainly with different editions of covers of films. Again, I'm not going to go into that too much today. I will go into it more on our next episode. But yeah, keep that in mind, again, for the next segment. This movie was a giant flop. It did horribly, mostly because of the LA riots when it was released. There was some stuff going on. Not that hot of a pick.
Real quick, anymore. I mean, it's important to make money at the box office, or you're not going to make any more like sequels or movies or anything. But
I can kill careers,
make your shit, and an audience will find it, because eventually, a lot of stuff that was flops became famous whenever TV movies got it.
This movie still isn't there. This is the gem no one has dug up yet.
Brengineer has the claw out.
He's got
the
gem claw.
Okay, this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Here's how forward-thinking this movie is. This movie, 1992, the concept is, because of global warming, the Earth is melted.
It's been flooded,
flooded. The ice caps melted.
Oh, this is Waterworld?
Basically.
Yeah,
and so London...
slightly less apocalyptic.
So London suddenly looks like Blade Runner, L.A., covered in water, all smoky.
They're driving jeeps through, giant,
lakes of water.
Yeah.
There's just women wearing leather strips covering the nips.
Vampires.
It's Tangs with the wrong milk sacks.
Yeah, dude, this movie is Tangs without the hanger steak.
Yeah, it's all top hang, no bottom hang. And You've got a...
where did they get all the leather from?
Where's all the leather? That's the best. Dude, the opening scene, you go in and there's a chick with a leather mask.
Ooh.
And leather cover.
That's what we do in the
It's
future.
a Git mask. It's a Git mask.
We gotta hold in our water,
and you got Rutger Hauer, who is this manic cop. All he does is drink coffee and eat chocolate.
Ricky Howe, you talked about him.
And he's
being
awkwardly
Blade
fat.
Runner.
So they try to make him look really badass, but
is he chubby in this?
His leather
Dude,
pants
it's kind of dumpy.
His leather pants are too loose,
Dude.
and his gut kind of hangs over
Dude,
his
fine.
belt.
That's
and
fine.
he's got his trench coat
Let's
on.
do it.
He's like that kid. We talked about this last time.
We're not going to body shame our heroes.
We're not body shaming. I'm just
body
saying.
shaming
I'm just
our heroes.
explaining. It's unusual that you get a movie.
Right, especially in the 80s when
And-
everything
yeah, and
was
it
everything was
you
have
have an out of shape,
look at you, you're fat. How you gonna save
run
anyone?
down cop?
Dude, this was it has the aesthetics of the Matrix before the Matrix was a thing.
Damn it, I gotta look at this.
This is
Little
when I
Tron?
was talking about that guy we talked about this last time. High school, there's that guy who walked around in the trench coat. He's like, "Oh, I'm so cool. I got the trench coat on."
That's right.
And everyone's just like, "Look at this guy with the trench coat on."
Sweating his ass
Yeah,
off.
sweating his ass off. This is that movie,
Yeah.
except it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
I had-
it's
I
not
had-
lame. You're not wearing a ninja
I had those
headband.
fellas where I'm from, and in Texas, you had dedication if you were trench coat.
If you're a trench coat,
trench coat.
People probably avoided you. Like, why is this guy wearing a trench coat? It's 120
absolutely.
degrees
In Texas,
out here, motherfucker.
Yeah,
listen, we're having
dedication.
barbecue.
They were trenching
It's barbecue
hard.
day in the cafeteria.
Yeah.
It is hot.
When you've sweated out your trench coat, bro.
There is meat dropping out of my pants.
Hey,
all right?
Leonidas,
Dedication.
do you think I should wear my trench coat today? I don't know, dude. It's like 102 degrees.
This is Tangs! Anyway, okay, so getting back to this cover, it was designed by Bobby Coffin. Bobby Coffin was the last death photographer in L.A.
He needs a punk band.
Yeah, Bobby Coffin was the last death photographer in L.A.
Wait, hold on.
He was the last one.
Wait, hold on.
He was the last
His
one.
name is really Bobby Coffin.
I'm telling you, he needs a punk band.
Bobby Coffin. He was the last one to take standing pictures of the deceased. He would line them up and he would take pictures of them standing in front of their loved ones.
Really?
So Bobby Coffin, suddenly there's some legality issues with taking pictures of people's, obviously corpses. So he's
Were they
like,
naked?
"Oh, hey, I need a new job. What am I gonna do? Oh, I'll just ship myself out." So of course, this movie it's not a big production. They're like, "Hey,
Bobby Coff.
they're like, we need someone to take the cover photos. We want Howard here and this creature."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, I can do it." Okay, so you stand here and you stand directly in front of him. Took the snap. Bobby Coffin.
Bobby
First job.
C. Well,
First
no, it
job.
looks good.
Hold on a second.
Now here's the problem.
Look at the cover.
Here's the problem with Bobby Coffin's career.
I don't see.
Every single movie that he tried to take photos of, it was someone standing very still.
Oh, okay.
And then someone standing in front of them. And
That's his training right
That was
there.
all he could do.
He's like, "Hey, Can you guys act dead?
So
Because I feel uncomfortable with your hearts beating so
they're
loudly.
like, hey, can we get something more dynamic? Like maybe him standing there, like actually,
No way,
if he
bro.
could just stand with maybe
No
one
way,
arm
bro.
very like
This is my
stiffly
style.
up, and the other guy just standing there looking sullen, that would be really great for the photo.
Don't censor me.
So Bobby Coffin, he ended up not getting very many jobs and committed suicide about 2 years later.
Damn.
R.I.P. Bobby Coffin.
R.I.P. Well, thank you, Bobby. Thank you, Bobby, for captivating Brengineers' young mind.
Yeah, and mine as well.
And Tape's as well.
And
Damn.
being a complete falsity. But more importantly than Bobby Coffin.
Wait.
Was that made up?
Excuse me. I maybe had one too many. But wait, you're telling me this whole Bobby Coffin thing isn't real?
Yeah, I want a tangent.
Oh, we got Tape! We got Tape! Oh, damn
Suddenly
it!
My mind was full of this,
Dude.
full of images of this
Because
guy
I
named.
I was going to pour out a little liquor for Bobby Coffin. Like,
We're gonna drop it on the ground.
I'll pour out a little liquor for you, Bobby.
Seriously,
Damn
though,
it. We got taped so hard.
They knew,
Mr. Coffin, I hear you can take pictures of my dead niece.
yeah,
Hey.
just line her up and stand in front of her and look sad.
Damn it.
This will be a great shot.
You should have seen that a mile away.
Yeah, so unfortunately, I don't have any real story. I will tell you. My next.
I'm gonna take some right here.
I'm gonna
If
find
you
the
want to take
information-
pictures of
take
dead
my
people,
dead-
I ain't gonna shame you.
I'll stand
You
them
do
up,
your thing.
line them up like they were shot.
That's right.
I'm going to go a little deeper. I'm going to try and actually contact some of these companies and see if we can't find out who and how because somebody designs the covers of films. In fact, lots of times it's posters that end up being used for the covers of films.
Yes, they do.
Have you ever considered just like finding these cheap, crappy movies? For example, Snake Eater. If you've never seen Snake Eater,
The cover of that is great.
great cover. Just a terrible movie. No one wants that. I feel like you could just contact the company and they'd like sell that movie's rights to you for cheap. I feel like it can't be that much to own these
What are
shitty
you cooking
movies.
up over there?
He wants to
I don't
make
know.
Snake Eater 10.
Wouldn't it be awesome just to like call up and be like, hey, like I really like a Split Second. I want to like
I
buy
own
it, like own the
those?
rights. Like,
I'd love to own it.
No one gives a
Dude.
crap about the movie.
Would it make a
500
killer graphic
bucks.
novel?
wing. You all heard it here first.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
You can't have it.
Like-
You can't have it,
Split
nerd.
Second graphic novel.
Hey, call us up. What was the distributor?
Tommy Coffin.
Comic.
I already forgot your
Who's
name.
distributing this shit? Who made this movie?
Oh, Interstellar distribution.
Interstellar. You can find
it's
us
actually- I think it's-
and everyone else can find us
I think
at
it's
Cover
actually an
Decoder
HBO
at-
movie.
Yeah, at Cover Decoder at gmail.
At gmail.com. And I will say to all our viewers, if you actually know anyone in the industry who has designed covers for films, please contact us.
Because
Contact
we know how it is as artists. We ourselves are scraping by artists, and we know how it is. You don't get appreciated. We're here to appreciate you. We're here to bring
give you the
on
accolades.
and say thank
Rain
you
them down on
for
you like a
using your
hot
pen.
shower
Thank you
of
for using
love.
your mouse. Thank you
It's
for
to
using
speak
your
my
lens.
language. I feel the
hot
underappreciation.
hot hand
We're
of
here.
underappreciation.
We're here for you.
Well,
We're here to elevate you and talk about
You know when you
your
spend hours
RoboCop Venom creature.
pouring your sweat and tears into something.
On that note,
no one cares.
I'm going to finish up here real quick with the design of this cover. They did a perfect job. They knew what they had. They had Hauer, right? You have Hauer. He's your main meat. And they got the creature.
Pow.
That's how they get you. Just like the Blob, that's what you want to see. So this cover is really genius. It's this awesome cobalt blue. This and I noticed too, I was looking at all the sci-fi
Look it up.
covers
You'll find
from the
it,
80s and 90s.
You'll find it right there on Google.
Aliens.
I tell you what, we're actually going to link to it.
Arrival, Starship Troopers, The Thing, lots
Oh,
of
you're
blues.
right. Yeah.
Lots of
Yeah.
blues. Sci-fi and horror movies, blues and green.
You can think.
Hey! Blues
Welcome
and greens.
to the party.
So it's really cool. You see this a lot in these movies. So they're really trying to hit you with that.
You think that they were influenced by
I think
Bobby Coffin's work?
so.
Sorry.
It's the Bobby Coffin. He
Okay,
is,
real life
the-
Bobby Coffin. If you took the picture of this
Please let
and
us
you're
know.
just seething right now,
This is a very
because you
specific-
accidentally
this is a-
downloaded this podcast, please Cover Decoder.
Bobby
This is
Coffin.
a very specific look in the early 90s.
Yes.
You'll find it
But
all
this is
over.
82.
No, this is 92.
92.
1992.
92.
Important number,
So,
remember that.
so think of it. Look up, for example,
92.
Fortress. with Patrick Lambert.
Oh yeah.
Also a similar thing. You had the first couple Nemesis movies, Prototype. All these B sci-fi movies.
Really big, bright blues or greens. That's what they... Cool colors. Cool dark colors. That's what sci-fi horror movies use.
Do you know where all this came from? Terminator.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
T2.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, jumping back into the monster, you guys are absolutely right. I went through, I looked at the comments.
Dun, dun, dun,
Universally, Brengineer, it's the same thing. People are like, you know what? I've never seen this movie, but I remember it. I remember the cover.
Yeah.
I cannot forget that cover. And lots of people were like, I love this movie, I hate this movie, but what everyone could agree on is, why does the monster have a visor? It either looks like RoboCop with a Venom suit, or the best one I heard is that it looks as if Geordi from Star Trek put on the symbiote suit.
I love it.
Geordi Venom. I love that.
I'm going to say this about practical effects, and I was thinking about this after researching my subject. I was thinking about it. You've got this thing that happens in the 80s and the 90s where you don't have CGI quite yet, and you have to create your creature in a human body form. Like,
Which, real quick, just a real quick break-in, there was so much dispute on where the story was going in this. They actually didn't know how the end was going to finish until they started filming.
Oh, really?
They only had 3 weeks. The designer only had 3 weeks to create the creature.
I don't know. What are we going to do?
Real quick.
3 weeks!
Finish your thought. But then I want the insane plot of this movie just to be quickly unspooled. I know we're talking mainly about covers, but the plot is so freaking awesome and insane.
Yeah, I want to hear the plot, but I just want to say
I'll deal out the plot right here at the end.
Yeah, I just want to say right quick, like, you either had to have your creature be human-shaped and in a human form, or you know, being able to be operated. I mean, like, E.T. had a boy with no legs inside of him. That's how they made E.T. walk. But
man, the 80s, that's how all the little people got their work.
Yeah, and then the other option,
know what I'm talking about?
The other option is to have something that can't move very much. And I was just thinking about this the other day. Like, there's a lot of tentacles and tentacles in the 80s and the 90s. And I'm like,
you know
why
how much
is
we like tentacles and tentacles?
But I wonder what. I was wondering, like, why? And it's like, if you have a creature, you can't move around because it's a big hunk of fucking latex. The best thing that it can do to make some moves is to have that,
on it.
Yeah, that tentacle.
Roger Coleman
here's
here.
The thought. Here's the thought.
Perhaps you should put some tentacles on it and maybe cover her with goo.
It cannot move.
We need at least a couple hundred more tentacles.
More. No, but you think about, like this is not even supposed to be in this episode, but like Species 2, somehow tentacles get dropped into that. Yeah,
so many tentacles.
Tentacles show up, and I was thinking about it. I was like, I think it's because they couldn't move a bunch, and so in order to get that movement, you had to have some floppy tentacles coming out, grabbing shit and bringing it to the creature, because moving the creature would take a team of like.
Plus, there's something ironic about
minutes.
All of your holes being filled at the same time.
Anyways, I want to hear the plot of this movie. Think about that, people.
Real quick.
Think about the logistics of making a movie when you don't have CGI and you have to make these big, heavy, sweaty creatures move, and how effective they can be or not be, and the limitations there within.
Do you want to know? Here's the deal.
Wait, hold on.
Here's the deal.
Before you go into the film,
there's one thing you gotta watch.
The claw's out.
Here's the deal. The deal is this: you gotta watch the making of The Thing.
Here's the deal.
Oh, for sure.
Here's the deal.
Absolutely.
Very important.
The John Carpenter
That's incredibly important.
There's a scene where they talk about one of the monsters and how they fit like 4 or 5 different people into this thing to get everything to move.
Dude, they human centipeded the shit out of that monster.
Well, and just the animatronics involved. Okay, let's get back.
You know
to
the Mad
synopsis.
Doctor was on the set of the thing. Can we stitch the mouth to anus? No. It's
fuck,
what
bro?
are you talking?
Go get more bubble gum. Damn it! Who hired this guy?
Get out of here, Klaus!
Fuck!
You crazy
You're
German
an intern.
fuck!
Russell walks up. You know this flamethrower actually works. You suggest one more crazy stone like that, I'm gonna burn you with it.
So, 2 more things. Do you guys remember Ruby Rod's crazy assistant?
Ruby Rod.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember his assistant?
The right hand, the right build, the right on.
Do you
Right
guys-
on, right on.
Do you guys remember that? The crazy assistant he had. You remember that?
Gosh, there was like the really tall one that
Yes,
had like the
that guy.
flamboyant smile.
Yes, that guy.
Yeah, and he was
I'm
like,
sorry. How
was like,
can
what
you
kind of
pick-
green?
How can you pick anything out in that movie?
No, real quick.
it is
That
bananas.
guy.
Another great
He
cover.
played the monster.
He played the monster.
He played the monster.
He's ginormous.
Stuart Harvey Wilson.
Yeah, and the reason I think, and it's funny that you know, the Ruby Rod thing. All his
Ruby Rod.
his entourage is
You
layered. He's got the little guy. He's got the next. They're all layered so they can fit in there, and then you need that tall, lanky man to be able to fit in there. So that makes sense that he was a.
And he was this creature.
He was
It's
a creature at one point, bro.
So my final thing, I did not discover much about the who created the cover, but
Decode it.
I discovered a cover within the cover.
What?
I discovered a new echelon
No.
of covers, guys.
Let me see that
I
shit
am in the
again.
dungeon covers here. We're talking about Richard Morrison, who owns I think it's just called Plume, which is his design company. They design screen titles. So the opening screen credit, when you're watching the film and it goes shing, you remember split second, it goes shing, split second. Yeah, he designed.
That's what they do all day long.
There's a voice that comes across, right? That's it.
It doesn't say. I wish it did. That
There's
would be
a movie. What movie is that?
Nintendo 64 to the max. This is his logo. Cover. This is his logo.
That's his logo for the company?
He designed this.
Okay.
He designed split. It's in the film. They put it on here. The only difference here is they've edged it out a bit. He also, you know what else he did? Brazil.
What is Split's?
He designed the Brazil logo, and he designed the original Batman logo.
Shit.
With Keaton.
This is type to cover.
Now, real quick,
Decoder.
a real
Isn't
cool
that
thing.
insane?
Brazil was brought up. I have to bring this up because this is a really cool
boy.
thing.
You've
So,
done it.
if
The
you've never
claw's
seen
out.
the Terry,
Wormhole.
have you seen the film, the Terry Gilliam film Brazil?
You must.
I'm failing.
You must
Okay,
see.
here's the deal.
Brazil.
Brazil. Wait, well, hold
Once
on.
again, I am
hold on.
exchanged.
Tangent time! Brazil is one of the greatest science fiction films of all time that few people have ever seen. I'm just going to say this real quick. The logo is this beautiful curly Q
It's
artwork.
fantastic.
It's fantastic.
Richard Morrison.
Richard Morrison. And so
So are we going to do an episode on this shit?
So this
should.
was actually... No, this is tangent
Maybe
time.
some.
I'm ending this tangent. It's over. All right, Inks. What we got?
My
What
turn.
we got, man? What
My
we
turn.
got?
What's the box? Okay. You guys have already mentioned this tonight.
Oh! Blue!
Yes,
Blue!
yes, yes. Oi, oi,
When you
thingy,
wanna
thingy,
watch
oi,
a movie,
oi,
you
thingy,
watch the
thingy,
thing.
oi, oi.
When you wanna watch a movie, you
want the thing.
Thingy, thingy, oi, oi. All right, yeah. I've got The Thing is my cover.
Yeah,
and
fuck you too.
This is one of the best fucking covers of all time. And I got to take you back. I'm in the movie store, and I think our movie store was not Blockbuster.
Was it BB?
It was not Blockbuster. It was,
Was
not
it
Hollywood.
HV?
I don't even remember the name. It was like HK or something. It was right next to the Golden Corral. This is in Texas.
You could get your buffet.
And we
You
was,
could eat your
we was
sweetheart out.
15 minutes away from it. So when we would go, we'd get a fat stack of Vidges.
And you get yourself some sweet tea.
And get yourself some
Sweet tea.
But I remember seeing this cover, The Thing. And if you've never seen The Thing poster, and I'm talking about the 1982
Was the original
Thing.
poster.
The original poster
this
from
is the first
1982 Thing.
Mind blown.
It doesn't really convey what's in the movie, but that's
Not at
okay. It's got a man in a parka, or seemingly a man, and out from the parka hole, the hood hole, is this shining light.
Excuse me, we don't talk about our parka holes.
Now you got to watch
Or what comes out of the parka hole.
watch your parka hole, because you don't know what could crawl up
Hey,
in
listen,
there.
here's the thing. I get off work from the steel mill,
That's right.
right? I got
Okay.
home after a long night's work. I go
Yeah.
upstairs for a little bit of a rest. And
As-
when I
as
do,
you
I
should
open
do.
the door.
You have
I
a
see
bee.
me brother there
Your
playing
brother.
Chucky Donut with me wife.
That's right.
What's
Chucky
to do with
Donut.
that? You know, you go
Hey,
all day at the
what's
steel
that?
mill.
Ah, you
and I say,
knuckle
hey, I work all day and I
Yeah.
want to play little Chucky donut, and you're with my brother.
Hey, you all with
Yeah,
my
with my
brother.
brother, and
Hey,
you're playing
yeah.
you're playing the TD.
Hey, did you punch him in his pocket hole?
Oh, you know, whenever I
That's
see
right.
my brothers,
You
I
should
say,
punch
hey,
him
get
in
out of
his
here. I'm gonna
fucking
talk.
poker hole,
I'm gonna
boy.
talk to him. I'm gonna have
That's
a little.
right.
A little
That's all right, lads. All right, back to the thing.
tangent is over.
Back to this cover.
It's
This
just so
cover
blue.
again. You don't really get a sense of what the movie's about, other than there's this mysterious thing. You're in the north. The light is coming up and it's fractalizing on all the ice around you.
Bum, bum.
And you must see the thing if you have not seen the thing, because it is scary. It's scary and it's weird, and I think the best part about it is probably the suspense, the build up, because you don't know who to trust. Because this,
I wish Jack Nicholson was in this
creature-
movie.
yeah, here's
Do you know what this is based off of?
Yeah.
It's based off of a book.
it
And
is
it's
based
And
on
an
it is a
original
base
50s
it is
movie.
Grab that book right there.
it is based off. You have the book.
I have the book.
That's the tab I pulled up earlier.
Wait, this is such a loaded. He
Oh.
points and he says, "Grab the book." This studio is called the Book House. Look at all these.
Okay,
books.
while you're looking for the book, I'm gonna talk.
What am I supposed to do?
I'm gonna talk while you're looking for the book, okay? Okay.
I got tabs,
I want
but
to
no
talk
one will
about.
see
I
'em.
want to talk about the thing. 1982. This was
Oh,
done by.
so cool!
Yeah, this is done.
So cool!
Done by Drew Struzan or Struzan or Struzan.
Struzan.
I'm gonna say Drew Struzan. If you know who Drew Struzan is, you will. He did all the Star Wars. He did the Indiana Jones. But like.
Oh, this is what you've been flooding my inbox with inks.
But not just that popular shit. We got he did Coming to America.
Spicy.
Big Trouble Little China. Maybe you've heard of that. He did the poster
What?
for that.
I'm gonna say I used to look at the thing, and it didn't interest me.
Really?
Yeah,
This
because there wasn't-
this caught me because I'm like, what the fuck is going on there?
Right, and I mean there were things like that, but I would look at things like Castle Freak.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, the monster's on the cover.
There's like this horrible thing, and you didn't really want to look at it, but then you wanted to look at it, and you didn't want to look at it, but you looked at it. Or all the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. There's Freddy there,
Yeah.
and each one he's got a different thing going
No,
on.
this is definitely
It's
more abstract, and it's more of like an artistic cover. But yeah, Drew Struzan, he did a lot of those famous posters. You're gonna hear his name over and over again here because he did a lot of cool shit. Big Trouble Little China. I tried to look up like what kind of poster he had done before this, and the poster he did like 1981 was
this his first coming?
No, he did a bunch of other stuff, but the thing about his artwork is he's really good at faces, and he nails.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? He's so good at faces.
He's good at faces.
Hey, let's
fucking
look at the Thing poster real
Yeah.
quick. Let's look at the face.
That's what I wanted.
Where is the face?
There's nothing
That's what I
on
wanted
the
to bring up.
face, Inks!
That's what I wanted to bring
I'm
up.
trying to look at the face, and there's no face!
I'm not really confident with faces
You
yet.
didn't pay my face. You didn't pay my face.
I was thinking that.
You paid my face!
You're in my shirt.
What do you guys think about
That's-
light coming out of the face? So
Yeah.
I don't have to paint it.
Well, so I have the origin story of this cover. Do you want to hear it?
Oh!
Yeah, this is what we're here for, people.
We have.
But
wait a
it's-
minute.
it's
Sorry.
super-
Hold on. This is, I think, the second time in Cover Decoder history we have an actual cover backstory.
We have a cover backstory.
Wait, no, actually, I think this is the first
So I
one.
kind of did some research, and I'm looking like, what did he do before that? He did a poster of Buddy Buddy, 1981. It's just beautiful and vibrant, and there's a lot going on.
So isn't this one where he's been lowered out of the window on a chair?
No, wrong.
Wrong.
Put Buddy Buddy, Drew Struzan. Drew, if you hear me talking about your name and it's wrong, I'm sorry, bro. But you know what you can do?
Also, get a
You can go to
website.
Cover.
Get
No,
a website.
he's got a fantastic website.
Never mind.
He's got
I,
a
Wait,
fantastic
did he do
website.
the Flintstones?
Here's the other thing that I found on his website.
Yabba
The thing-
dabba doo!
The Thing original, I don't know if it still exists, but it has not been sold. You could buy it for a cool however much he sells it for. All right, anyways, so movies.com did an interview with him a little while back because they were...
Okay, hold on a second. Type in
Re-releasing.
Drew Struzan. I get a picture of this chick.
No.
Ah!
Wrong.
Let's cover decode that. What happened to your
Dude,
face?
Go to the link document, man. Go to the link document, baby.
Okay, don't plastic surgery. That's so 90s.
Don't
do that.
Don't do it.
Don't cover.
Don't put shit in your face.
Hey,
love who you are.
Hey, here's the thing. Don't cover decode your own face.
Look in the.
Okay?
Hey,
You're beautiful for the cover that you were born with.
Yeah,
Unless you
look
were
in the
born
mirror.
out of the blob.
Look in the mirror and say to myself, "You're beautiful. You're charismatic.
You know what?
And gosh darn it,
Here's
people
what I
love
want to
you."
do. I'm going to write you a note. Here's the note. I want you to take that. You know what that is? That's a rain check to be yourself. And you know what else? That's infinitely redeemable. You can redeem that anytime.
Anytime
You can redeem that.
right.
That
Yeah.
note.
Yeah.
That note. What are we
All right.
waiting?
Okay. Movies.com did an interview with him, and they asked him about drawing this poster, and he said, I'm paraphrasing right now, but he said at the time, like, he had been a little bit known, and he was living in a town called Lake Arrowhead. It was like 100 miles away from LA. But he got a call.
Sounds like a military base.
Yeah,
Dude,
said,
I'm sorry. This
we're
guy
going to Lake
literally has
Arrowhead.
made. I'm looking up his stuff. He's literally made like
Every
the most
poster.
famous posters.
I'm telling you, and
Like,
what's really
this guy is
interesting.
famous.
Like, let me tell you, what's most interesting is he's really good at faces. He's really good at detail. But
Angels
this,
in the outfield.
yeah. Look at Danny Glover's perfect face. Look at
Glover
Danny
looks
Glover.
so happy.
He's perfect. But with the thing, he didn't do that. And it's very rare that he has a moment to do this. But this is how it happened. He said, he got a call and he said, hey there, we have a job. We want to know if you can fucking do it. I added the fucking. The only catch is we need it by
Tony Rigatoni here.
we only the only catch is we need it by tomorrow. Okay, and so he said they're talking about like a full motion picture with full color. They want a painted poster. And he said, okay, yeah. So what is it? And he said, hey, do you remember the movie The Thing from the 60s? He's like, yeah, I remember that. And he said, yeah. Well, we're redoing it, and that's what it is. Okay. And he said, okay, well, do you have like references? Do you have pictures from like? And he said, no, we don't have any of that fucking shit. Okay, tomorrow.
Make that shit up, okay, bro?
Yeah,
Boston strong, bro.
And he says
He did the Blade Runner poster.
he did.
We just full circled again.
I want to talk about that. I want to talk about that.
I see Rutger Hauer in there from Split Second.
This
From
all linked.
Split fucking
all
before he's
fucking
fat.
Okay.
Before he's fat, bro.
And he says, okay. And he said, so you spent millions of dollars on this thing, and you don't have any reference materials. And he said, yeah. Is it a problem? And he said, okay, yeah, I'll figure it out. And they said, okay, you send us a drawing, okay, and then if we say the drawing's cool, then you paint this shit, and we want it by tomorrow. And he said, okay. So
You got 1 day to paint it. Damn.
yeah, so he painted it overnight. Okay, look what we got here. He said he took some photos of his wife for some reference.
Yo, put this
and then
parka on your face.
No
wonder he didn't
at
have a
9
face.
a.m. At 9 a.m. the next day, the guy shows up and he's like, "Hey, is the painting ready?" And he said, "I had about an hour to go, so I finished it. I finished painting it, and he took it away. It was still wet, on its way." And so that's what led to this.
The painting was still wet.
Your painting was still wet. So that's what led to this really abstract painting, because he kind of had a concept. It was about an alien,
But it was
another
still
planet.
juicy.
Yeah, but he didn't really know what it was going to look like because they didn't have anything for him. And I don't know. I guess the lesson is sometimes you just come up with shit when under pressure, and you just got to take those.
You just gotta
things
take the
and
heat,
run with them.
man!
Yeah, take the heat. I mean, I understand. Like, being an artist, you want to be compensated for your time and appreciated and respected. But sometimes you take a chance.
You know what, I think-
and you make something fucking
I think
iconic.
the real world for artists, artists is just like everything else. It's like the industry jobs where you're under pressure to get the fucking whatever cereal out,
Yeah.
whatever. People are like, they call you and they don't give you any time. They say, hey, you want to do this job? Do it right now. Tomorrow. Fucking, I want tomorrow. And you're like, I can't do a painting tomorrow. I can't do a painting tomorrow.
Derek Riggs, one of the most famous album covers of all time. Derek Riggs did the Iron Maiden covers and singles of Eddie, the zombified Iron Maiden mascot. He did it from like 81 all the way until like 92 or something. And they broke it off. And Number of the Beast, probably one of his most famous paintings, has Eddie, the zombie guy. In Hell, he's got a marionette. At the end of the marionette,
He did it on a moist towelette.
At the end of the marionette is like Satan, and then Satan has a marionette, and on the end is a little mini Eddie.
Yeah.
It's a really cool painting. But he brought it to the studio to show them, and like, hey, like check this painting out. This is kind of what
That sucks, dude.
This is what I have started, and they're like, it's perfect. Give it here! Yeah, I didn't even finish the painting yet!
Perfect!
And they took
Perfect.
it away!
Give me that shit!
They took it away and locked it in the cabinet!
Dude, and you look at that shit and you're like, what's wrong? There's nothing wrong with that painting.
That is like a miracle story. I mean, so many times as an artist, like, you don't get, like, there's like, hey, pal, we got money for you. Give us the goods. What's going to take you, like, 5 minutes, right?
Artists are the ultimate emos. I've just realized.
Yeah,
It's not good enough.
Well, and that's true.
Sometimes
Sometimes I will fuck my shit
my
up.
painting
my
is so
shit will be
wet.
just fine, and then I'll go and fuck it up just because
so
I have to.
Dude,
wet.
this guy's literally the most...
Iconic, I'm telling you. You're going to hear his
Let
name.
me read this. Let me just read this through.
Okay,
Let
do
me
it.
show you the pictures I'm looking at.
Do it.
Okay, so he did
Is
Rambo.
that?
He did Rick.
You got my painting? I just mixed.
Hey, Struzan, I got this movie called Rambo. You wanna do the fucking poster for me?
Hit me with a headband when I'm soaking
Okay,
wet,
but
covered
listen-
in
But
sweat.
no, real quick. He's done that, dude. He's got
Dude, Pirates of Penance?
dude. He's done all Harry Potter. He
did Harry Potter.
Hellboy. Hook.
Dude,
Hey,
Joe-
hey, what's that? What's Eddie Murphy?
Dude,
Okay, here-
look,
here-
wait, check this out.
Yeah, He-Man.
He-Man.
Look how perfect he
He-Man!
I'm looking at Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Look at his titties.
He's so much bigger than me.
Here's the thing. Here's the cool thing here's the thing that I learned when I was looking at this shit is I always thought that shit was airbrushed. I thought this gotta be, it's so smooth, it's so silky,
It's oils.
Oh.
It's oils.
It's gotta be airbrushed. No, he does this shit with acrylic paints
Oh,
and colored
acrylic.
pencils.
No shit.
Acrylic paints
No
and colored pencils.
way!
If you look closely at it, and you see a lot of artists do this nowadays, but they give this little white glow around like the edge of the people sometimes.
Yeah.
That's Drew Struzan. I mean, I don't know if he invented that, but he does that a
So
lot.
a quick, not too much of a tie-in, but for the next episode, that blows my mind because from what I learned from my other studies, I figured that the majority of artists did oils because I know oils is how you get the most detail. That blows me away because those details are crazy with acrylic and colored pencil.
I agree, and he does these on gessoed boards, and that's
Gessoed boards. That's big.
That's the thing, and that's what I think the thing was done on. Now on his website, he does not have the thing listed as one of his prouder moments, and I don't know why. But so I got this wrong. He didn't take pictures of his wife. That's actually him in the parka that he used.
His wife took a picture of him in the parka.
And
then they took some more revealing photos of each other in the parka.
He was like, "Oh,
And
Did
then
they-
you want to see the thing?"
Did they take
Drew,
pictures
we're
of
sorry.
his wife?
We love you. We're not worthy. But then he said this. He said, "Hey, you leave me alone, I deliver an iconic poster."
Oh,
Boom!
Boston strong, bro!
Boston strong,
Fucking
bro!
Boston, be strong!
Mike
Be strong!
drop. Mike drop.
Oh!
So that's what I gotta say. And I have.
Hey! You leave me alone, I solve the case. You hear me? I fucking
If you got a problem, I'll solve
You
it.
hear that, Captain?
So
I solved the problem!
In this movies.com interview, they also asked him about the prequel cover. And they asked him if he was approached about the prequel cover. And he said he did not do the prequel cover. And they called him and said, "Hey, can we do sort of a thing with your thing cover?" And
wait. Which thing?
Apparently
we're
there
talking
are
about the
1,000
prequel now. We're
iterations.
talking about the prequel. And he said, "Can we do something like that, but on the computer? Is that okay?" He had to say,
Have you seen the prequel?
"Oh, baby.
Okay.
I have."
All right.
Let me tell you.
I had to ask.
Let me say this. It's the most successful prequel out there. It is the most successful prequel out there.
I'm going with you.
It is the most successful prequel out there.
I think
Except
it's the
for, I will say,
best prequel.
I will say their Dark Crystal's pretty good prequel.
That's a series, though.
Here's the thing. There are a lot of
I'm not a
people out
prequel
there
fan.
who
I'm not a
really,
prequel fan.
There are a lot of people out there who really
like it.
appreciate practical effects. I am one of them. There were a lot of practical effects used in this movie that were then done over with animation, and that's
You're
why
talking
this
about
movie,
you're talking about the thing
the thing
2011.
Yes. And I have never experienced this where I went into a movie like feeling like a kid.
Yeah, it was
like,
great.
I was in there. I was so excited. I went with the tape finder over here.
Yeah.
We're both just like, oh. And
dude, the scene in the helicopter!
I was not disappointed. Yeah. I don't mind CGI. I prefer practical. But, you know,
I like when it's blended well.
It was blended well, maybe too blended to some people, but the feeling, the atmosphere, it was a thing movie.
It was a thing movie. It was perfect.
And with the cavity and with the fillings, that was just
and so here's the thing cover for the prequel.
Yeah.
Here's the prequel cover.
I think it's great.
It's good.
It celebrates the original.
It's hard to follow this.
No,
it's hard to follow the original 1982
you never
one.
Will.
But the new prequel, the prequel one, and I'll just say this real quick. If you haven't seen 1982 thing, do this for yourself. It's about an alien that can change, a shape-shifting alien running amok in the South Pole.
Arctic?
It's Arctic.
Where's
but
that?
I think it's absolutely the South Pole.
It's the South Pole. Yeah.
It's the South Pole. And basically our heroes are trying to keep it from getting out into the rest of the world where it can just assimilate people willy-nilly.
Yeah, Roger Corman was invited, but when he found out it was a cast of dudes, he respectfully declined.
Oh.
Can't we have a woman get raped by a thing?
Why can't the tentacles come out from boards? Why can't the tentacles come out from the boards?
Well, and so the prequel is the team that actually discovered the alien that unleashed it on our heroes in the 1984.
They set all the juicy tender bits.
Yes. So
that
this
you
is
want
the
to
so
taste.
the thing so the thing cover for that one is it's got the dude in the parka again. There's no light coming out, and it's the lettering,
the original lettering,
the thing, the original lettering, the thing, and there's someone in the snow with one hand is a claw hand. It's a freaky. It's sort of
it's
freak.
It's like
it's
a
sort
freaky
of
claw hand.
Yeah, it's sort of a freaky claw hand.
Doing the iconic thing.
And he's got so you can tell this shit isn't human, and it's kind of an homage to it's not as successful as the other one, I have to say, but is the best prequel out there, in my opinion.
It's so good.
Yeah, there's an alternative cover that I saw, and I don't have it for you guys, but it's a fissure in the ice, and you can actually see the Thing's ship underneath the ice. It doesn't really say the Thing. It's a really cool cover anyways. And then I've got another one. The Thing.
The original. Which, honestly,
Frankenstein.
I watched.
That's all I see.
Yeah, I watched it after I saw the remake.
It's like, balls.
Okay, it's not.
It's balls.
It's not balls.
It is balls, but it's balls in like a. This is fun balls.
It's balls.
I want to see these.
I
balls.
will say this from this cover. The thing that I appreciate is the lettering. It's kind of gloopy. It's gloppy, and it says 1982 thing to me because it's got little like claws. And
well, do you want to know?
Do
you want to know how they did the remake logo? Because John Carpenter, he really wanted to do an homage to that kind of thing.
Oh, so these are related.
You know what it is? It's a stencil. He made a stencil of the logo, right?
Oh shit!
Yeah. He taped
this one's just straight.
They burnt it out.
Yeah. So in the film, it has this very iconic burn light through fog effect.
Yeah, so
they
cool.
had a big fish tank with a stencil on it,
with the smoke in there,
and then the smoke and the light, and they had the light shining onto the letters, but you couldn't see right because they had a black plastic trash bag, and when they lit the plastic trash bag on fire, it slowly let all the light and stuff through, and you got the Thing.
Oh,
so
fuck.
all these covers in some way have actually been a little bit related.
Yeah, they have. They absolutely have. This is we
didn't pick this.
Think
Nobody
of the
picked this.
young cover decoder troupe. We're walking the aisles of the horror section. You know, Brengineers sees his Blob. Tape sees his Split Second. Ink sees the Thing. You know, disco light coming out of the...
I'm telling you, we're the last generation. I'm telling you this. Inks, Tape Finder, myself, this is it. We're pretty much the last people to see this kind of thing.
But you're
last generation.
You are all out there. I know you're out there. I've seen you.
Here's the cool thing, though. People are going to miss this. People are going to miss and want what we had. And down the line... I mean, shit, there's going to be movies.
That's why we're here.
You gotta know that if you're going to the jungle, you gotta have your brother's back because you might not have
fucking lame.
And sometimes we take the tape out of the cassette, and some bastard did rewind it first, and you guys sit there, you're gonna rewind the tape.
Rewind the tape.
It's not over.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
I want to say something right before
have-
the end. It's not over.
It's not over.
It's not over. Because I will say the new movie store is going on to these streaming services. Like I was on Amazon the other day, and they have Halloween shit.
No, fuck that.
Right up here,
I've seen VHS stores.
Yeah,
I've seen it. I've seen it on you guys on my tape finder feed.
I'm scrolling through the fucking covers digitally now, but the covers are pulling me in, and the covers are important. And I see The Gate. I haven't watched The Gate.
It's a great. No.
You see what just happened? You see what just happened, people?
No.
That's been episode 2.
We're
episode
done.
2,
Three
baby.
Covers. We're done.
Episode 2.
No more.
If you want to contact us, you want to give us covers, to suggest covers for us,
Yeah, actually,
coverdecoder at gmail.
And you want to see
Real
some
quick.
good tapes? You want to see some good tapes? You check out the Tape Finder General. You check out Shitty Tapes and Creamy Tapes.
Creamy,
You'll see
creamy
some good
tapes.
tapes. Instagram.
Let me say this real quick. Since we're wrapping up here, all of you listening, send in your covers. We are going to do an episode a little bit down the line, and it's going to be randomly picked from you, the listeners.
Ooh, I like
We're
that.
going to pick your covers. So put your covers in there.
Tapes is freestyling right now.
If they're
y'all.
shitty, if they're great, whatever. If it's a joke, put it in there. We're going to randomly pick
all
your
we
covers.
need is the love.
And
It
look
can
at
be
'em.
good love. It can be bad love. It can be
Whatever.
Yeah, we
and
just
if,
need it.
If,
Strange
if,
love.
If you have listened to
It can be
these,
strange
if
love.
you have listened to these episodes and you know the real Bobby Coffin, if you know
Bobby C, Drew Struzan, we
it-
respect you immensely. We're gonna be talking about you again. in the
David
future.
Fair Brother Rose nephew.
David Fair Brother Rowe nephew. We're sorry.
No, we're not. Get your
hook us
shit
up.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah, let us know. Give us information. We want these covers.
Hell, here's the thing. If
decoded.
you're just starting, if you have just done one cover,
That's it.
if you've done your first album cover,
And you're proud.
Oh
of it.
yeah.
you're proud of shit of
You're
that.
proud of it.
You send it our way.
Brengineer, didn't you just do an album cover?
I don't want to talk about that.
We don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about
We'll
that.
talk
We want
about
you
it.
to talk about it.
We'll decode that.
If someone wants to decode my album covers, whatever, you do that. But it's none of my business.
The thing is we're here for you. We're here to put you on this mic and have you talk about your inspiration.
The fact is, we might be sloppy, but we are passionate, folks. We want to talk about this shit. We love it.
We just fucking love
Now,
you,
I wanna
man.
end this
We
'cause
just
the
fucking
pee really
love
bad.
you, bro.
All right, we have a piss break. We have a Tangs break. We have Tentacles to watch. Folks, you go home. You watch don't you do anything. You stop right now. You watch the Blob. You watch Split Second, and you watch the thing, and then you look at those covers,
and then the thing.
and you try not to brick.
And that's right. And if you want to find us again, coverdecoder.com, or also you can contact us at coverdecoder@gmail and coverdecoder on Instagram. We made it very easy for you people.
All the decoders.
All the
Let
decoders.
us know.
All
We're
the
here for
decoders.
you.
Yeah.
Cover Decoder!